Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
And this is
D. Taylor-Jolley. And we are the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. And we hope everybody who's watching has your personal copy, either digital or physical. If it's physical, you probably have it signed by us. So if you don't have your copy, go to jolleymarriage.com and get 2 copies, one for you and one for your significant other. We want to welcome everybody wherever you are around the world. We want to make sure we say hello also to the people who watch every week religiously on the replay on YouTube on JolleyMarriage.com or Jolley Marriage TV. I don't know quite sure.
JolleyMarriage.com.
JolleyMarriage.com. But
JolleyMarriage.com. I need to speak up.
All right. Well, it's on YouTube. You can find it. Those who look there every week, we want to thank you. We are very grateful that we are able to share this. Been doing this now almost 4 years, almost going on 5 years of every Monday. Haven't missed a Monday. So we are very grateful, even if we have to pre-record. And we're grateful for the book now really having a positive impact on lives, which is why we did that. The lady I keep going back to the lady from Pam Perry's speaking program who said it saved their marriage. That your book and your TV program saved our marriage. So yes, that it is worth it. I want to take a moment to give a shout out. I saw him last week, Steve Jumper. I saw him as I was going to the gym. He has a new company. And I said, you know what, I'm going to give you a shout out because I love entrepreneurs. They have created, he and his wife, I guess his wife Barbara is part of his company. But Steve is working hard. He was taking out boxes of materials. He has a new company called Blues Coffee and Tea Company. Blues, like the color blue, apostrophe S, Coffee and Tea Company. And you said the tea was just delicious.
The tea was not bitter.
Yeah. And Cheryl said she liked the coffee.
Mm-hmm. I haven't tried the coffee yet, but the tea with no honey or sugar in it was not bitter. It had a nice rosy, a very pleasant, as I try to eliminate all sugar, it was really very good. And that tea was the house blend, medium, black tea, cream, honey, blossom. That's the name of it, black tea.
They got lots of different flavors. So go to Blues Coffee and Tea. Google them, Blues Coffee and Tea, and support them. A company of...
Try the tea. I drink a lot of tea and it was not bitter.
Okay, good.
Especially if you're trying to control sugar intake.
Hey, Terrence has joined us. He said, I was listening to a podcast today and someone quoted the title of your book, A Setback is Set Up for Comeback. Hey, he said, I was like, hey now. That's right. Thank you, Terrence. And I'm grateful for all the people who make that part of their communication to say that line, a setback set up for a comeback. And many people don't know I wrote the book. They just know that term has become popular. And that was my goal. I wanted to become part of the linguistic culture. And so the fact that so many people now make it a part of their communication is a blessing. Okay. Now, I think we've given out the shout out to my friend Steve Jumper with Blues Coffee and Tea. And I told you about my throat is still getting better. Oh, I do want to let you know that the one-man show, the Music and Motivation Comeback Show, a Broadway-style show designed to help you win more, is finally getting launched this week after I've had the two weeks of canceling it because of my voice. But I'm back. It's singing,
October
speaking,
21st.
And humor.
Starting at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. TheComebackShow.com. TheComebackShow.com. Y'all come and get your tickets. It'll be 5 Saturdays in a row, right?
Yes, dear. And they can pick the Saturday or choose off.
Oh, they can come every one. All right, let's get going.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, I'm letting my wife talk more today because of my voice.
You always say that.
Because it was your topic that it came to you. All right.
How to keep how to keep
Infidelity. You didn't.
Financial
infidelity
infidelity from leading to divorce.
That's right.
How to keep financial infidelity from leading to divorce. That's a summary topic that's based upon a conversation and a question. Now, here's the backstory just in terms of the information. I have a friend who says, I have 5 years to retirement and I plan to travel and enjoy life after almost 40 years at my government job. I've maxed out my 401k every year for the last 5 years and maxed out my Roth. Now, Roth is, if you're under 50, it's what, $6,500 a year after taxes, and if you're 50 and over, it's $7,500. And to max out your 401k every year is like $22,500. You're saving a lot of money. She's a student. I'm a student of Dave Ramsey. She's a student of Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is where I started out years ago, just trying to understand the lay of the land and the managing of money. And I'm getting anxious for my husband is dragging his feet. He's not ready to discuss his retirement plans. The year he wants to retire, how much he has in his accounts, and etc. And we have a household account, and we each contribute to that account. But he pays the bills, for he made more money than me. Now I don't know.
Okay, I have a question there. Your friend, they said we have a household account which we both contribute to, but he pays the bills. How can that both be true?
Of course, it both can be true.
How's that? If they both contribute to,
they're putting the money into one pot. We talk about your pot, her pot, the pot together. Yeah. But the actual writing of the bills or the sending out of
the one who manages that account.
The one who actually does here's where the money is going, whether it's an automatic or you actually write the check. And I think few people actually write checks these days, and they're actually doing it online or it's automatically withdrawn from their account. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm just looking at you. I can't talk much, so I'm just looking.
Okay.
Terrence said he's looking for a 7-figure woman that I can manage her money and live happily ever after. That's his love language.
But that kind of goes together. So here we are. But he pays the bills, for he made more money than me. I guess that's how they started out.
Okay.
Make more money, each person contributes. But now I don't know. Okay, so there's a question about that. But we filed taxes separately. Why? That's another story. I didn't get into that.
Wow,
that's interesting. You know, people can file taxes separately for a number of reasons. They could have had an earlier marriage where there was, money that has to go to for the children, for the other family. It could be for a variety of reasons. I don't know.
Okay.
And some of them actually might be financial if they have a financial planner, because it kind of depends upon so many factors involved with their finance. That's not an easy thing, but they do file taxes separately. Okay.
Right.
And now I don't know if he makes more than me or not. So it's very clear they're not talking.
They're not talking about the money.
And they might be sleeping together. I say I don't know. Okay, I don't know if our house note is paid off. That's bad. And I'm ashamed for not knowing about our joint finances. And I'm tired of him and his superior attitude. If I divorced him, the legal system would uncover his finances. That's an interesting way to approach it. So if you divorced him and the division of assets, the legal team would have to uncover what those financial assets are. That's an interesting way to approach it. I don't know if you want to do it that way. We don't do anything together anymore. The kids are grown. I want to be free.
Okay, there are a lot of issues here in this here situation. A lot of issues. One, she doesn't know any of the details of the money. They
she trusted him.
Well, the trust and lack of communication and trust are two different things. Okay, I trust you, but excuse me. I trust you. No, I trust you, but Terrence said money is not their problem. You know what? That's not the core problem. You're right. Money is just a byproduct of the product. It's just the way it shows up. The problem is lack of communication. And be honest with you, she has um, what's the right word?
Abdicated.
Abdicated. That's the word I'm looking for. Abdicated her responsibility to be on top of the finances.
So maybe she didn't have a choice because he didn't want her. There's a very traditional male approach to as the head of the household, and I will take care of everything and you don't win.
Well,
now, you know what? We have two friends whose husbands passed away within several months of each other, and that was last year.
Right.
Now, each approach, in both instances, the males were really the head of the household. In one sense, where he dropped dead when he went off to work and didn't come back because he died of a heart attack or something on the way to work. He worked for a government agency, so her accounts and everything were pretty clear, cleaned up. You know how much money they were getting. She then would get from his retirement. Very clean everything. The other one that we are friends with, her husband died as an independent entrepreneur. Totally different in terms of knowing where all the monies were, even down to having gotten life insurance. And the life insurance company took a percentage of the total life insurance policy. That was a total surprise to her. And that's how I got involved in it. And gave her certain questions that she needed to ask the insurance company as to why they took X amount of money, which was for their fiduciary response. Anyway, they took 1.5% or more of the money. We're just moving it from point A to point B. You know, so, but she really didn't know.
But she didn't know when he was alive what the finances were.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So she didn't know anything. In both instances, they were good husbands.
Yes.
But they were both in charge in the sense that the spouses really didn't know. And maybe our situation is different because we work together. And because I'm totally anal and you're on a high wire.
No, our situation is different because we started with communication when you didn't work with me. You worked at your job, I had my job, and yet we always had the same system from day one.
But I think I would have to push back that part of that was because when I realized you were on the high wire, and what does that mean?
Oh no!
I needed to know where.
But no. You. That's 5 or 6 years, 7 years into our marriage that you came to work with me. We set a budget from day one. I knew how much I was responsible to bring to the table. True. You were bringing X to the table
and cover the health insurance.
And cover the health insurance. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't about my business versus your business or any of that. It was and we talked about it. Here's what it's going to cost to pay for this house. Here's what it's going to cost for cars. At that point, we had car notes. Here's what it costs for tuition.
So many challenges.
Tuition. We were, interesting enough, we were telling our son yesterday, who came by, a lot of the mistakes we made with money.
Before you make the mistake, just ask us. We probably done it.
Yeah, we probably did it. Yeah, you're right. Before you make a mistake, we probably did it, and not knowing what we didn't know, but
because we did
talk about everything.
We did talk about everything, and based upon our knowledge that we had at that time,
right,
and not knowing who to ask, how to reach out to more mentors and identifying them, we made the best decisions that we could with the limited knowledge that we had.
That's correct. Absolutely. But we made it through.
Yeah. But we did communicate about
everything,
whatever, based upon the knowledge that we had at the time.
Vaughn said, been there, done that on our end as well. You know, part of it I think is getting smarter, getting wiser. When you know better, you do better. Hopefully, and so
we want to provide more of that knowledge.
We want to give that knowledge now to married couples. So let's talk about
as
this
well as singles.
Financial infidelity.
I'm sorry, there's a mosquito in here is biting me. The mosquitoes biting me. They never bite here. I don't understand that. Why did I have the smell, Perone, whatever that word is? They always bite me. Mosquitoes, flies, gnats. They never bite you. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
You're so sweet. That's that
brown. That's the bite mark. See?
Yeah.
I got a web right there. I didn't have it before I came in.
Yeah, you're right. But you're so sweet.
Oh, yes, dear.
She turns me on. You know that, don't y'all?
So, and they didn't do anything together. So here's some places where I got, based upon the knowledge that we've gleaned from all the mistakes we've made, then the resources and things that we have learned from, as well as other people that we have talked to. Here's some recommendations. And I'm passionate about the finance stuff because we are the employer and the employee. So I have to really wear two different hats.
Right.
And I have to analyze everything, bring it to him, and then we sit and talk about what's the best way to proceed. But increasing our knowledge is really everything. So a couple of things that I do. I started getting Kiplinger magazine. So Kiplinger, which I say, just like AARP, is totally wasted on people who are 50 and older. This kind of information that they provide is really for everybody.
The AARP.
What did I say? AARP.
That you say is wasted on people 50 and older.
I mean, that's who it's marketed to.
But it could be
for anybody.
That's right. And one of the things they're trying to do is make it available to younger people because it's such good information.
The knowledge information, because it's always after the fact. If I had known this, I could have done. Well, by the time you get to be 50 or older, and sometimes people deny. They don't want to accept, okay, I'm over 50, I need AARP. So they wait and they wait and they wait. And then by the time they get to 65, they're 70, they're 65 or they're 70. And they're like, if I had known that 10 years earlier, I could have saved more in this account. I would have understood what to do.
Right.
But they don't want to do it because sometimes the ego gets in the way and they don't want to admit they're 50 and older. Okay, anyway. So Kiplinger magazine, AARP, and then a couple of other articles, resources that I have at the end. But the first question, going back to what we're talking about here, is the Great Divorce. And we have brought that up before.
Right.
And the Great Divorce, by definition, is when people who are older, normally 50 and older, are getting divorced. And the numbers are going up and they're not going down. And you say, well why is that? Well, nearly half of all marriages in the United States end in divorce, but the number of people who are getting divorced who are older is steadily increasing as well. Now, there are two top reasons, a whole bunch of reasons for people getting divorced, especially when they're younger. You know, it's infidelity. I didn't know what I was doing. We don't have anything in common. I just got married because of kids. I got married because you look good. And then you jacked up, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, the two main reasons for the Great Divorce: being an empty nester. The kids are gone, and now I don't know who you are. Because I spent time carting my baby boy, and I can say that, carting my baby boy back and forth to school. I enjoyed it. I carried out his friends. We did everything together. I was the room mom. I participated in every kind of Azalea festival and everything while you were on travel. But I did that and came back and shared it with you.
That's right. And major point, every week for over 35 years, we've had a date night every Thursday night. Every week we had a date night. And it started
as a result of his travel because we realized we didn't have an opportunity just to take a breath and just talk to each other.
Date night every week, every week, every week.
So having a date night is a way to prevent a great divorce. Because as you're going through raising the children, your priorities change. And your focus has to be on the children and getting them educated, sheltered, and all those other things. So that can be a challenge. And then secondarily...
Let me go one more point about the date night. Is that when you have the date night, you don't have to spend money. You will do it like we did it on the fact that we didn't have any spare money. But two things you cannot talk about: the kids and the bills. The kids and the bills. Kids will suck up all the air out of a relationship. Bills, it's not something that you talked about when you were dating, all the bills. So don't talk about them when you're talking on a date night. You talk about the things that y'all want to talk about, your dreams and goals and what you're working on, and how your day was, what you learned. I mean, it's developing
so
keeping the relationship.
You can have a financial date. That's a completely different thing. So okay,
That's
so
different.
back to
2
main reasons for great divorce. I don't want to run out of time. 2 main reasons for great divorce. Number one, the empty nester syndrome, where you realize, oh my goodness, now I have a thing to talk to you about because kids gone and I'm not sure I like you anymore. So that's number one. And then number two is a financial infidelity. That was interesting term, financial infidelity. I said, now what exactly is financial infidelity? When you're being deceitful with someone you're romantically involved with. That could be, well, in this case, we're talking about being married to this person and not telling them the truth about what your financial situations are. And here's some examples of financial infidelity. Lying about your purchases. You know, I bought a $200 cup and I didn't tell you about it. Okay? Hiding gambling problems. We don't have gambling. Having a secret savings account. And, you know, there was a time when many parents or mothers would say, now, sweetie, you're marrying him. This is very traditional. Okay, he's going to be the breadwinner, but you make sure that you have some money put aside in case he act crazy. There's some money and you can always come back home. So you might not be telling them about your secret account or something that you have, okay? And then just hiding debt or hiding your gambling problems, but hiding debt just in general. Or maybe what you even brought to the marriage, not really telling the truth, which is something that many couples don't talk about. Okay, so according to Kiplinger's this year's issue, a July issue of Kiplinger, as well as September issue of Kiplinger, and it's in the section that talks about money smart issues for women. And they talk about, they did a survey of 4 advisors and said that 38% of those who were surveyed said they lied to their partners about their money.
30.
So there is some lack of communication going on. Okay, they lied. I don't know what they particularly lied about. What the survey said, 38% of them said they lied to their partners about their money. So additional problems with older couples. Here is a big one. Why do you have problems when you're splitting up? This is bad enough to be splitting up. Why are you having problems on top of the splitting up? Because the older couples generally have more assets and money saved than the younger couples. So all of these things are going on. As you think about, I'm tired of this person, I don't have anything in common with them, life might be better without them. But these are really pragmatic things that you have to think about.
Wow.
Division of retirement accounts and pension plans. Depending on who makes the most money, one of you might have to give part of your retirement accounts. That's your 401, that's your Roth, that's your SEP. You have to give a portion of that to the partner, to the mate who's made less money. Are you willing to do that? And in some articles, women will say, I'm willing to give up some of my wealth for peace of mind, so I don't want to be with him anymore. Wow. Okay. Here's another thing: loss of health insurance. You say, well, loss of health insurance. Okay. So if you're not 65 years of age and you're not on Medicare, that means you have Aetna, you got Blue Cross Blue Shield, you got whatever else, you got Kaiser, you got something. And usually the primary breadwinner is the one who carries the insurance. So anyway, so when you split, somebody is without insurance.
That's not good.
Oh no, that's not good.
That's bad.
And even if you have Medicare, there's certain things that Medicare doesn't pay for. Like Medicare doesn't care if your teeth drop out. I know it's one of my pet peeves. Doesn't care if your teeth drop out. Okay.
No dental coverage.
Yeah. No dental coverage. No ear coverage. They audiologists, you can get examined for it, but they don't pay for it to get implants or to get a hearing aid. So now you can't hear, but then they won't pay for you. Anyway, I'm not gonna go down that path. I know what you're gonna say. Okay, alimony payments during retirement. So after everybody's retired, you still have to pay alimony. That's what's negotiated, right?
Right.
And then you got interaction with the adult children. In some instances, some parents are still taking care of their adult children.
Yep, some people are.
And then relationships with the extended family.
And how about if one person
who wants to go to holiday, or I liked your spouse, and now he's not your spouse. I want him to come to Christmas dinner. What you gonna do?
Ouch! Ooh.
So these are all things you have to think about. Then this was a very interesting quote, because a lot of the information that's out there is prepared by what we call the family law practices. You know, family law practice is really divorce.
Right.
That's a nice name for it.
That's a nice semantic way to.
Yes, family law practice. And this quote says, divorces don't get settled out of weakness. So what is the seed that they are planting?
You gotta be strong.
This particular law firm said, quote, unquote, divorces don't get settled out of weakness. That means you gotta be tough. That means you have to go in and be ready to fight for what you want. So they're already setting up a stance, an adversarial relationship, right? As to how you're supposed to resolve them. And that's not good.
So what do we suggest? We only got a few more minutes. Come on.
Okay. My first suggestion, you might be different. Talk to each other about your individual dreams and goals. And that should have happened way back before you got married. But here we are.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
What's on your heart? What things are important to you? And are any of those things the same for each of you? Discuss your money personality. Yeah. We discussed that some time ago.
But I don't think most people realize what their money personality is.
They don't.
Okay, I don't think they.
But if you approach it from the point of view, how do you feel about money? That's really what we're talking about. We fancy it up. There's research that talks about the money personality, but you know how you feel about money. When you feel about money, you start clutching your wallet.
I do. I'm a saver. I'm a saver. I'm a tightwad. Yeah, I'm a tightwad. Make a dollar holla.
Okay. In my case, I'm indifferent, because I had to learn about this, because I was never really exposed to having or not having growing up. It was just kind of always there. And everybody in the household worked, because I came from an entrepreneurial family. So it wasn't that I
came from a rich family. They was rich.
I did not.
They had Mercedes and stuff.
Everybody was working. But anyway.
All right.
So then money personality, or talk to your mate how you feel about money.
Right.
I like to shop. Or I like to go gambling.
Okay.
That says certain categories. I'm interested in.
Yvonne said something very interesting. Best decision her husband and I made the phase that we work together. Divorce, why? You want a certain lifestyle that you can't afford? The spouse either want to spend time out with the guys and girls and spending time with each other. No, you got to work together, because it's not good example for your children.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Okay. And Terrence says it gets dirty when emotions enter in. But people have emotional. It is emotional.
And money is emotional.
Yep.
And then you have to get to, I know you're saying that the money personalities is, we don't know what that is, but you can say, this is how I feel about spending. It makes me feel good to spend.
Somebody said the other day,
it makes me feel good to buy stuff with the price tag still on in the closet. I had a friend when I was teaching school. That's what she did. She had all these clothes, and they still had the price tags on. Unfortunately, I couldn't wear any of them. So
there was a money discussion on the radio one night, and the guy was talking about taking callers, and the guy said, playing the lottery is stupid. Okay? Your chances of being hit by lightning twice in the same day is better than winning the lottery. And one guy got on and said, though, you know what? It makes me feel good to buy tickets.
There you go.
I got extra money. I work hard. It makes me feel good. But we know it's not a good investment, and we know it's not a good strategy. But he said it makes me feel good.
And his bills are all paid. And everything.
He said,
I don't know about, but you're right. It's how it makes him feel.
Right.
But we don't know all the other.
Thank you to Desiree Matthews. Said great topic, excellent conversation. All right. Last few minutes.
I said seek. Okay, so you're going to talk about it. Your goals and your dreams. That might not. If you're just starting with this, it's all kind of like hard to do, right?
Right.
You got to know figure out how you view and feel about money. And then I said, seek individual Christian counseling first.
Yes.
Okay. Before you do the group, before you drag your mate who might not want to go to begin with, you need to go to Christian counseling to identify who you are. Well, what took me so long to get to the point where I am annoyed that my mate is doing this with the money and I don't get it? I'm ashamed to even talk to anybody about the fact that I don't know where all the money is. I'm scared. I'm years away from retirement. I don't know if I'm going to have enough. That's all. How'd you end up there? How'd you end up not communicating? So the conversation with the Christian counselor is, who are you and what are you about? Then take your mate if they want to go. But each of you needs to do that. Then I said, find a fee-only financial advisor. If you don't really, the thing about all these different people in all these different professions, because you are a professional person, does not mean that you know how to manage your money.
Right. So you get a fee.
There are charlatans all out there. Now, what is a fee-only financial planner? It's paid directly by you for their services by the hour, a flat fee, or a percentage.
So they give you objective and not subjective information. Proprietary
information is a dangerous word.
Right, proprietary information. This is a good stock for you, fun to get in. Well, it's our stock, and we get something from it. Mm-hmm. Versus a fee only say, this might be good. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are you working on?
But oftentimes, I think we don't know. I mean,
we didn't know.
Covered the whole.
We've done everything. Again, every mistake you can make, we made it. Okay, along the way.
So we didn't know.
Yeah.
What a fee only advisor was.
Right.
And that it should be 1% of less of what your portfolio is. It's a whole nother world. So you need an education so you know how to protect your money.
That's right.
Okay, I said list all of your bills. If you've never done a budget,
gotta have a budget.
List all of your bills and list how much money.
And y'all talk about it. And if the spouse doesn't want to say, we got to talk about this. And I need honest. Our friend Michelle Singletary, no secret accounts, no secret agenda. Talk about it. And then take a course on money management.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so set a monthly budget. You're working on it. It's not going to be perfect. Here's all the bills. Oh, I forgot this one. But get started. And then I say, take a course on money management from Dave Ramsey.
Or somebody like Dave Ramsey.
And I say Dave Ramsey because I was a student of Dave Ramsey.
Well, I was not. I just took a money course at a local college. I went to a local university and I sat in on a class on money management and on investing. I mean, learn. You can learn. This is about learning. I got a new quote.
So I did the stuff online. Okay, go ahead.
New quote that I love. Many people are waiting for someone else to fix their finances or something to fix their finances, like the lottery, rather than doing the hard work to fix their own finances.
Okay. Because it requires studying and education. And most people don't have the patience to do it because you're watching Netflix. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, subscribe to certain magazines. Subscribe and read the magazine. Okay, like Kiplinger. Do I have stock in Kiplinger? No. But it has great information that I share with any and everybody who will listen to me. I know my son is talking retiring because I'm always giving them. You think about this. Anyway, education. And subscribe to podcasts. We have quite a few. What about Wealthy Ways That Really Jolly?
Wealthy Ways from podcast. Yep. Money Mindset.
Dave Ramsey podcast. Mm-hmm. Susie Orman podcast. Mm-hmm. Clark Howard or Clark.com. And then Talking Real Money. And these are ones that I listen to while I'm on the treadmill. So I have a certain podcast because I can't read on the treadmill next week. So I listen to the podcast and the questions that the ordinary everyday people ask because it helps me get educated so that I'm not prey to all of the excited, friendly people who are trying to steal our money from us. They're nice, but they're trying to take our money for themselves. Have a financial date night to discuss your budget and your bills.
Or I don't want to say date night. Have a night where y'all talk about date night is date night. I don't want you to talk about bills.
You don't want to call it a financial date night?
No, because people get it confused. They start messing up.
Okay.
Just have a time when you talk about the bills. Talk about the bills. Talk about the bills.
A financial time to talk about. It could be weekly, it could be bi-weekly, it could be monthly, depends on how you guys
we're way over time.
I gotta finish this. Or you can hire a bookkeeper.
Okay.
That's a neutral thing. Okay. And you can agree on to.
She'll go down this when she starts on this.
This is so crucial. The earlier you do it, the better. And you won't be 60, 70 years old only having Social Security or one or two pockets of money. Okay?
Look, our time is up. Go to the book, get the book. She got more. She got a whole 10 pages. Make love, make money, make it last. Chapter number 10, the money matters. The recommendation we have in the book about your finances. We talk about it.
I hope that some of the suggestions are helpful for the young lady, for the woman who's brave enough
to raise the
question.
All right, so look, I want to again give another shout out to Blues Coffee and Tea. I told him I'd give him a shout out for free on one time. After that, he had to pay for it. And then I also want y'all to go to jollymarriage.com. Start
getting resources for Christmas.
Yeah, start buying your Christmas gifts right now for your friends and family members. If you're in the D.C. area or you want to come in the D.C. area for my music and motivation comeback show starting this Saturday, thecomebackshow.com. Thecomebackshow.com. Get your tickets. We want to see you there. Tell your friends about it.
Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope this information was helpful. Please share with other people. Please.
That's right. All right.
Death and taxes are the only two things we're going to have. Let's make sure we have something to pass on and that while we're here, we can live comfortably. And without financial management, we cannot do that. Managing the money.
She could go down this path. She gets on this and it'll go for hours. I've been here. My poor son. But we got to go. We way over. See y'all. Thank you, Terrence. He said, chase your spouse, not your pets. This is Jolley Marriage book will show you how. Buy 2 copies. Thank you, Terrence. Here we go.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.